And we are live. I hope that, excuse me. Yes, it will start. Hopefully, you can see me now and you can hear me. Um, I have no excuses. We're just going to give it a few seconds before we get to the meat and potatoes of this live stream, as they say. It is a controversial topic, pride. Yeah. There used to be a time when we could say the word pride, and without it being connected to something very political. Like, I take pride in my job. I take pride in my workouts at the gym, so on. Pride now, especially as we are talking now, it's June and it's apparently Pride Month. Yeah, an entire month. So so we're going to talk about that, and it's a funny topic. It's a hi there, horror business. Good to see you. Uh, it's it's one of those topics where people in general seem to be uh, not aligned with the official narrative, I would say. Um, so, yeah, and it seems to go across generations. And I'm a Gen X, the wild ones, the feral generation. And there seems to be, I've spoken with young people, they do not support the whole pride political movement, and I've spoken with older people, they do not support it. Oh, we have someone from Ghana here. Yahaya Fatawu. I hope I pronounced that somewhat correctly. That's awesome, and welcome. Okay, so June is Pride Month. And before I continue, I will say something that I really shouldn't have to say, but I will say it anyway. I do not care what sexuality someone has. And I do not care what people do in their bedroom, as long as we're talking about consenting adults, of course. It's not even a big part of someone's personality. It doesn't have to be. And I'm really not interested in knowing about someone's sexuality. It's a little bit odd and perverse. I'm not walking around telling people that, oh, yeah, I'm a heterosexual. Yeah. But why would I do that? I mean, it's just not an interesting part of me, the way I see it. So, you know, um, of course, the pride people, they would say that, yeah, no, it's not interesting because you never had to fight for being who you really are, and so on. But it's gone further now. It's gone into the area of insanity and madness, because apparently, and it's not enough now to be gay or lesbian. That's not enough. You need something beyond that, and the reason why I'm doing this live stream on this topic is that I've seen recently, probably because it's the beginning of June and the beginning of Pride Month, I've seen, I think, three videos here on YouTube where people who themselves are gay or lesbian, they are saying that they do not support Pride Month. They think it's a horrible thing and that it doesn't represent them. In fact, it makes life. What they said was that basically the message was that they are now being fronted, or people who's okay. I'll get back to that. Let me just, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm sure you've seen those videos and you've heard people who themselves are gay or lesbian. They didn't support what Pride has become, the Pride Month, and the whole movement. So again, you know, if someone is gay or lesbian or bisexual, I guess, why would anyone care? I mean, yes, if we go back in time, of course, those people were discriminated against. But now, in the West, they're not. And why would we care about someone's sexuality? It's just very, very odd. It's like taking one part of your personality and then making it everything about you. That's just not a good thing. Okay. So okay. To kick someone out there. It's I want this live stream to stay up here on this platform. It's heavily censored, and I'll try to find the right words here. Okay, so what I'm trying to get to here is why. Why is this a thing? I have some opinions on that, okay? But this time I would rather want us to kind of discuss it. Why has Pride, and this is a question to you guys, you know, I have my opinions on this, but why is it that Pride has become this intolerant thing? And I'm saying that it is intolerant because what they are saying is that Pride is not about just being well, I was about to say gay or lesbian and so on, but as I also said, it's beyond that now. They are using terms like non-binary, which is impossible, but there you have it. Why is it that whenever someone criticizes what it has become, they are saying that no, this is something we're celebrating, the right to love the one you love and the right to be the one you are. And how can you be against that? Well, nobody would be against that. So they're taking something very extreme. It has become very extreme. And they're saying, well, it's about love. And if you love whoever you love, you must have the right to love that person, and so on and so on. And how can you be against that? That's how they try to defend this. And it's clearly not about that anymore. It's highly political. It's highly anti-family, Western society, if we can call it that. And it's extremely me first. What I feel today must be more important than everything else. It's the spear point, if I can use that term, of the me first, my feelings first, my truth first, my, me. It's extremely that, if you know what I mean. And actually, there are things more important than me in my life. And there should be more things more important than you. You know, like your kids, family, uh, community for some people, and so on. So why is it? Well, I guess I already shared some of my opinion here. But why is it that across the board, like from the left to the right now, um, they are marching in the streets with the people who are exposing their lower backside? Let's just put it that way. Why is it that this has become a thing? You know? Yeah, Paul is saying narcissists. Yeah, that's a good point, because it's so extremely like it's the world must evolve around me. I'm the most important thing in the world, me. We're not going to get into the Bible quotes. You will be kicked out of this if you get that, if you start that thing. And not a Muslim thing either. It's just not a place for that. So you must respect that, and if you do not respect that, you will be kicked out. So let's see. I'll scroll up a little bit because Herman G. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It says because it equals socialist and destroying capitalism. I tend to disagree on that one. Let's see here. Vegetas Hyan McCannon says, love the title, yes. Thank you. And Paul says, corrupt capitalism and the agenda to control people, to make them weak and to divide us, keep us fighting each other. Here's another thing that, you know, that I read or had read from a podcast here on YouTube. A very interesting take on this, where it's the thing where people decide to appear as the other gender or no gender at all. And the mechanism there that was described is that some people get stuck in their life, okay, and they see changing their personality dramatically, like it would be to change gender, as the easy way out, a fresh start. And it seems to me that maybe that's what's going on with some of these people. And again, you know, I've said it before, if someone who is an adult decides to appear as the other gender, that person must be allowed to do so. But you know, if there's a guy with a beer gut and a beer and a dress, I'm not going to say she or her. I'm not going to do that, because you're just feeding their insanity. But I guess if there's someone who's appearing as a woman and I wouldn't see that it's really a man, then you know I wouldn't know, I guess. So there's that. So I, you know, I, I guess maybe you know, I, I think these issues become issues because there are people who quite clearly are mocking us with their appearance, uh, who are demanding that we should call them things. There are even people who self-define as animals now, and honestly, we need to put our foot down. This is, clown world. It's just nonsense. Um, yeah, let's talk about the term pride. And I've had it explained to me. Um, they call it pride because of the discrimination in the past, and apparently, taking pride in your sexual identity is about taking back something. I don't really. There's a logical fallacy there, but it has something to do with that. Okay, so you could take that. Why don't we apply it to other areas in life? Because many people were discriminated against in the past. Many sorts of behavior and identities were discriminated against in the past. Well, I can take myself as an example. As a Norse heathen, people like me were burned at the stake. Well, yes, many hundreds of years ago now, but still, why is there no Norse heathen month? There should be. I mean, is it why? Why? And there are many other examples as well. Hi there, Rick Mountains. Good to see you. You're writing that you're having your own Pride Month for being a hard worker and taking care of my family. Yes, that's the sort of thing that you should be proud of. I mean, sexuality is it's kind of automatic, isn't it? It doesn't take an effort to be attracted to someone. Well, if it does, then that person is maybe not the right person for you. So, yeah. Um, Hollywood is mentioned here. Yeah, Hollywood, they, well, the film industry, I would say, with some very, very few exceptions, the quality is horrible now. I mean, it's just, and you can watch a movie or a TV series, and then if you have a watch on your wrist, you can kind of time it, and you can make a guess how long does it take before they start the woke lecturing. Normally, it doesn't take very long, and you know, um, well, someone here with a very long nickname is writing that they do it to get a negative reaction. They do it to get a negative reaction from the majority of people. Then they can play the victim, accuse others of being oppressors. It's Marxism 101 stuff. Um, uh, DO5E. We had a problem last time. You remember that? No, please do not go down that path. If you do it again, I'm sure that you will feel like a martyr when I kick you out forever from this channel. Don't go there. It's not okay. Um, yeah, I understand that someone like me is not supposed to talk about this. And there is a conditioning going on in society today where they have effectively managed to silence people like myself and many of you guys. Um, well, the term straight white male, but I guess we could take out the white part, actually, straight males. We're not supposed to have any opinions on this. Or if we do, we're supposed to keep our mouth shut. Uh, and that's part of it, silencing people based on their appearance and, sexuality, I guess. Um, but again, I find it very odd because I've never, on a bit personal maybe, the way I put it now, but I've never, again, my sexuality is just a natural part of me, and it's not something that defines me, if you know what I mean. But again, these people make it their entire personality. And maybe that's because they don't have much personality. Maybe that's because when you get to the bottom of it, they're quite boring people. They haven't very many things going for them, you know? Just a guess. And I don't know. I honestly, I do not know anyone who is participating in the Pride Month thing, um, as far as I know. And there is another thing here. Society in the West, at least, has become extremely extrovert, which is not good. If we look at progress, true progressives, you know who the true progressives are? Scientists. Yeah. And I know a lot of people, they don't like science now. Oh no, science. It's a religion. No, it's not. It's a method. But scientists, we would not be able to talk here now without scientists. People who went to university to have a proper education. They are the true progressives, people who make it possible to, um, again, off the top of my head, to harness the power of the sun to get power to your sailing boat. Same, because I have a solar panel on my sailing boat. So okay, let's get back to the topic. As you know, I can get off track easily. Let's see. Yeah, progressives. You're not a progressive just because you self-define as non-binary and you walk around with your butt exposed in the street. That's not being progressive. That's something entirely different. What I'm trying to say here is that progress, to me, that it's things like finding a cure for cancer. you know, I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say here. So let's get to the chat again. So yeah. Yeah, again, Jim is mentioning that it's a big moral problem. And that's, yes, we need to talk about that, the moral problem with the pride movement, because it's quite, if you're just someone who, maybe you're a little bit naive and you think that, oh, this is wonderful, it's, you're fighting for the rights of the of people who are bullied because they're different than the majority, so walk around in the street a little bit, and then you go out and get drunk in some pub nearby. I guess, maybe that's quite benign, but the pride movement is connected to quite harmful groups who will be involved in grooming of children, who will be, I mean, it's quite in the open now. They have drag queen thing. They dress up little kids. They are offering that during Pride Month in Norway as well now. And we have all seen the photos, and they are not fake, of kids in the street with people dressed in, leather and chains and stuff. And I don't even want to get into details. If someone listening to this about it, but if someone listening to this is into that, well, okay, great, good for you, good for you. But I'm sure we all agree that that's not something that kids should be exposed to. It's just wrong, you know. But no, they have to include the kids, the little children in this. And I don't know about you guys. When I was like 6 years old, I was more into Lego, building Lego, and maybe I think I collected Smurfs and things like that. And I just started to run around in the among the trees and climb the trees and be a little monkey, you know, which you should do, Um, Oh, thank you so much, Rip Van Winkel. Thank you so much. Yes, well, I will actually get back to some more mental health videos on my main channel. Absolutely. Um, so thank you. Uh, if Lego has embraced the gay agenda, oh, I didn't know. Um, so yeah. Yeah, also it annoys me that they are using the rainbow, which is a very Norse symbol. So yeah, that annoys me on a personal level. So their counter argument is that, well, kids are exposed to sexuality anyway because now they have the internet. Yes, but then we have to limit their access to such things on the internet. The solution is clearly not to expose them to, let's just call it what it is, deviant sexual behavior. I mean, and now I'm not talking about, normal gay and lesbian people at all. I'm not talking about that. I am talking about the people pretending to be dogs and walking around with chains on them, Yes, that's a minority of the people, I guess, in the Pride marches. And I've never seen a Pride march, and there will be people telling me, "Well, you should go and have a look and join, and you will be so, and then you will be positive about the whole thing." No, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to take part in something that I do not support. Um, and again, this is not about being intolerant. I'm not intolerant to adult people with a different sexual orientation than myself. I honestly don't care. And it's like if someone moved in next in the house down the street, a gay couple, great. Why would I have any problem with that? It's it's not my business, you know. Um, it's not my business. I want people to be happy. It's a good thing. It's if people find love, that's great, you know. And I really shouldn't have to say this, but yeah. Okay, so let's get if I haven't already got to the or else part. So I almost wrote support or there will be consequences because there seems to be like you are facing consequences if you do not support or if you're critical at all, there will be consequences. The risk of this live stream being monetized is very high. And you could say, well, that's not so much of a risk. I'm not making hardly any money from these live streams. But it to businesses, people employed in companies supporting Pride, there is a real risk of consequences there if you speak out against this. And let me ask you, is that tolerance? Is that tolerance? I mean, isn't tolerance about accepting people who are different than you and who have different opinions? But then they will say, no, but we shouldn't accept intolerance. Tolerance is not accepting intolerance. There's a bit of mental gymnastics you need to apply there, because you can say that about anything. Like, yeah, it's a bit early for me now, and I have already been doing my work as a novelist here. I got up early, but there are many examples. You can apply it to anything, you know. And if you're going to say that you are tolerant, you need to be tolerant towards people who do not support you or your worldview or your opinions as well. I'm never going to say that I'm a very tolerant person because I'm not. There are many, many things out there that I do not tolerate. I do not tolerate the legalization of recreational drugs. I do not tolerate the implementation of Muslim holidays. I do not tolerate rap music. I do not tolerate. There's a long list. I have a very long list of things I don't tolerate. And I'm not saying that I'm tolerant because I'm not. Most people are not tolerant. Okay, they might say that they are because it seems so virtuous, but they're not. So I'll give you one example of intolerance. The Norwegian Hiking Association, and I'm a member there because then you get a key to the cabins around in Norway that I never use, but yeah, okay. So I'm a member there, and they changed their logo, which is a T, to a T in the rainbow colors now for the month of June. And I saw one of their posts on social media, and people were critical about that. and they said that, listen, you're a hiking association. Can you please keep politics out of this? And they wrote something along the lines of, we do not accept intolerant behavior. Okay. So intolerant is now, that means that you're tolerant towards only those that agree with you. And to hell with anyone else, because we do not tolerate those people. Um, it's funny in a way, because they are redefining meaning of tolerance, and they themselves are not tolerant at all. This is a political movement more than anything else, and it's about breaking down the structure of Western society, which is based on the family. And I'm sorry, but that's quite obvious now, and I saved that one. I know it's obvious, but I saved it a little bit, because if I say that straight away, they just remove the live stream. That seems to be what's happening. Let's see here. Okay. So yeah, what they're saying is, Knight Percival, is that we do not accept intolerant behavior, equals they're intolerant. LOL. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by LOL there, but my point there is that you can call anything intolerant behavior. Anything that you don't agree with, you can just call it intolerance or intolerant behavior, and you're fine. Then you can call yourself tolerant and be virtuous, and just get rid of all the people you don't like at the same time. I could do the same, but I won't, because it would be just wrong, Okay. Yeah, the LGBTQ. Yeah, now I got it right. Alphabet flag hanging over statue, state buildings. Oh, not over the statues yet. Should not be allowed. No religious flags is how I view it. Yeah, I agree. Because if we're going to celebrate Pride Month, then with, in a public way, then should we not also celebrate other things? I have a long list of things that we should celebrate. For instance, I have great admiration for the Sami culture here in Norway. Why not give them a month? I mean, they're an essential part of Norwegian culture. Sami month, Norse month, and we could go on and on and on. Midsummer. Midsummer should be a much bigger thing in Norway, and it's in June. Why do we not celebrate that in a public way? LOL sometimes means sarcasm. Sorry, I'm a boring old Gen X man, so I don't always get these things. You have to forgive me for that. LMFAO. Okay. Yeah. By the LOL, I meant it's funny that intolerant people proclaim to be the most tolerant. Yes, okay, I get it now. Thank you. So, here's another thing that I heard in this podcast about the podcast, I think, there was like a gay, or is it gay? Someone gay or lesbian. I can't remember, because there was one with a gay man and one with a lesbian woman, and I can't remember which one, but they basically had the same message. And what they said, I think, in at least one of them, is that why is there a T there? Because let's see if I can find it again. Yeah, LGBT. Because okay, let's just use the letters. L is lesbian. Yeah, some people are. G is gay. Yes, some people are. B is bisexual. Yes, some people are. And T. And all of those are sexual orientations, right? T is transsexual. Okay, that's, as far as I know, not a sexual orientation, is it? And it, but okay, you know what? I'll leave that one because I really don't know enough about it. So yeah, I'll leave it. Oh, isn't it LGBTQ plus? And the Q is queer. And I honestly don't know well, I know what the word means, like in literature and so on, but I don't know what it means in this context. And the plus, I have no idea. Is that like anything? And oh, is it LGBTQIA plus? Oh, it's just nonsense. It really is. Not the gay and lesbian thing. That's not nonsense. Some people are. That's fine. But adding all the other, it's it's not the real thing. No, it's not the real thing. Well, yes, there are transsexual people. I think it's very rare, but there are people who are that. You know what I'm trying to say here? You get it, I guess. Am I being intolerant for saying this, or am I just calling out the nonsense? And I honestly think that this seriously harms people who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, and so on. I think it harms those people because it's creating intolerance. When you have people dancing in the street with their behind exposed, it's going to create negativity. That's just how it is. And I guess some people will say that's just a tiny part of it. Yes, but it's there. And you know what? I wouldn't like it if there was like something like a heterosexual pride festival, which I think they would close very, very fast, because that's like cursing in the church, but if there were such a thing, and there were, I'm getting a little bit personal here, but as a man, of course, I like the female form. Okay, um, and if there were naked women dancing in the street, I would not support that. I wouldn't like that, and of course, the image of that. It's not that I'm against that. Well, it depends on the women, maybe. But you know what I'm trying to say here? It's just not okay. We don't want that out in the public. Um, it's not good for kids, and we honestly do not need that. Okay, um, if you really want to see naked women dancing, there are places behind closed doors for that. So, so if that's your thing, we don't want it out in the streets. Let's bring back some decency. And I'm not a prude or anything. I'm just saying that if I have to go to Oslo, my local city here, my local town here, I want to be able to walk in the streets there without naked people and people dressed up as, I don't know what, dogs or something. Um, um, so yes, Brazilian Mardi Gras and all that, yeah, the carnival and all that. I know, but I think maybe it's not a good thing, you know. So that's just me, maybe, but no, I don't support that. Astanako says running naked through the woods is healthy. Okay. Oh, yeah. Horror Business says, I fear that Oslo will go woke. Yeah, well, hasn't it already? So, okay. Let's scroll up a little bit. Kat says, so don't bring your kid to the Naked Lady show. Well, actually, no. Why would I do that? And I would not go there myself. But the thing is that public spaces are not for that. Okay. Kat says, also, I mean, that's why you live rural. If you can, stay away from populated places. Yes. And AVV says, I know people who are lesbians and a transsexual who despise the current movement. They say it has made things much worse and see it as a cult and that it is damaging youth. Yes. When it comes to the transsexual thing, like the real transsexual thing, I will just say that maybe I said something wrong here. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you. So if I did say something wrong about that, I apologize for that. I do not apologize for calling out the nonsense that's going on during Pride Month. So uh, let's see. Yeah, public space. Yes, AVV. Thank you for saying that. Oh, I got a message here. Ads inserted. I don't know how that works now here on YouTube. I don't know if there's a delay or how that works, but I'll just keep going here. Is there a commercial side to this? Yes. Yes. I think that a lot of the industries like entertainment industry, restaurant businesses, bars, all of that, hotels maybe, they love this as they would love any big party atmosphere that lasts for a long time. I mean, people will be spending a lot of money because they're drunk. And I would even maybe add that private businesses like private hospitals will be making more money as well, because there's a lot of proper fornication going on, I would guess, with unprotected sex, I would also guess, and then they go to see the doctor. Just a guess. I don't know, but if you add alcohol and nakedness in the public, and you know, um, so yeah, of course they will support this. Um, yeah, I guess they are going to demonetize this live stream anyway. So we're past that now. Um, Now, what happens is that when they demonetize, they still put ads on the live stream. It's just that they take all the money themselves. Yeah, they are crooks. Yeah. So, hmm. Yeah, we should have a get off my lawn parade, and with a lot of grumpy old guys. That one I would want to see. Uh, yeah. But now I can't make any promises concerning videos. I will be making videos, but you will see. See what happens. Maybe they will remove me from YouTube altogether after this little rant here. Um, oh, just had 2 commercials. Okay. Um, Jesse says, as a straight white man, I was thinking of organizing a shame month where we should walk happily down the street. Yes, yes. Um, I think we need to reintroduce shame. We need more shame, and we will shame people for many things. Um, we will shame people for many things, and it will be fun. And we could end the parade by standing there, pointing at each other, shaming each other. Yeah, and then we go home. Yeah. Yeah, let's hope that they won't remove this. Um, you know, and honestly, I think that the Pride movement will not last. On Square on level, thank you so much for that donation. Uh, yes, we have folks of different views, and we get along. So yeah, thank you. Um, oh, is that the shaming thing? Is it called church service? Is that what it is? No. Um, yeah, it's funny. Um, let's see here. Yeah, we could have a deadly sins day as well. Gluttony, wrath, envy, and so on. Yeah, that's funny. Uh, yeah. Okay, so let's end the live stream just mentioning the Palestine thing, and I'll be careful because first of all, and the most important thing is that people are actually dying, probably as we speak, and it's a horrible thing that's happening there. But we need to be able to call out the LGBT, yeah, the Pride movement supporting Palestine. The government in Palestine and the general consensus in Palestine is not tolerant towards LGBTQ. It's not a tolerant society. It's a Islamist society. And one thing is that, I will say that I do not support what Israel is doing. I think it's doing horrible things to the poor people. But that's a different thing. What we're talking about here are these people in the Pride movement holding the Palestine flag. Do they not realize that they are then supporting one of the most intolerant countries on the planet? No, I don't think they realize that, because reading is boring, isn't it? History, so boring. So now that they have this term "my truth," you can just make up anything, and it's your truth. My truth is just as my truth, which really is just your opinion. Oh, it's just as valuable as the real truth. My truth. Yeah. Today my truth is that the leaves outside are blue. Well, they really are green, but it's my truth that they are blue. So you're a bigot if you disagree. So why not speak something more useful, Shasland? Why don't you try to form complete sentences, Shasland? So, let's see here. I'll scroll up a little bit. On Square on Level says, when you go down the Semitic rabbit holes, it gets wild. Yes, so I've noticed we are not supposed to criticize Israel here on YouTube. That will get you into proper problems. They cut the live stream when I tried to do that. So, yeah, it's funny how that works. So, yeah. I'll just scroll up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, well, I don't really get all the context in the live stream comments, and sometimes if I call you out for writing something there that I I'm sorry if I didn't get the context. I'm trying to keep an eye on what's going on, and yeah, well, just now, thank you very much for saying that. I don't know, knowledgeable, maybe. If I should speak on productive ideas, I think it's not my job to provide solutions, because there are people out there more qualified than me. But I think our job is to ask questions and keep asking questions. So Yeah, Katsi, none of the big three are especially tolerant. Yes, well, yeah, the Abrahamic religions are not tolerant. That is true, and I think that we should be more honest. Very few belief systems are tolerant. I mean, the Norse heathen belief system, it's not really tolerant. And there are many examples going back in history, and all of them described in the sagas, where um, the Norse heathen belief system was used to wield power and to control people. Of course, it's human nature. Simon is asking something very important here. Why should tolerance be a virtue? Yeah, that's a good question. I think that we need to be tolerant because if we have no tolerance, I mean, the consequences would be that we will be in conflict with other people all the time. I mean, I need to I need to tolerate that people are different from me and that they behave different from me. But I do not tolerate everything, and I do not call myself, well, maybe I have in the past, or maybe I will in the future, slip of the tongue, tolerant. But I'm not really very tolerant. Neither are you. You know, you might think that you are, but when you meet someone that you very disagree with very much, you will see that you're not really tolerant. It's just people around you and maybe the public in general is in agreement with you. It's easy to be tolerant in such a situation. In my case, said already, I'm a Norse heathen, or you could call me pagan. I don't like the pagan thing. It's been taken over by the blue hair nose ring people now. But you know, living as a Norse heathen in you know, today, uh, I'm it's I disagree with most things. Okay, and yeah, it's yeah. So okay, turn the other cheek. No one has that many cheeks. Yes, yes. Kat says you do not need to pretend to be tolerant. Yet we all need to be somewhat tolerant in a society, no matter how small. Where tolerance ends, violence starts. Okay. I think that's important to remember, and you can quote me on that if you want to, or make it your quote. I think that is true. That is the truth. Because what are you going to do if you do not tolerate something? Well, if you do not tolerate something, you need to walk away, remove yourself from that situation, or you need to fight it then. Okay. Most of us, we remove ourselves from that situation. But what if the situation follows you? What if you constantly end in surroundings and situations where there are things that you just can't tolerate? Eventually, you're going to have to fight it. Um, so, yeah, you know, and I guess I've chosen to remove myself from modern society as much as I can. I use the technology part of it, uh, as I'm doing now. Uh, but it's like, yeah, um, let's keep that. So, hi there, Jen. Good to see you. I'm almost getting finished here now, but yeah. Um, and sometimes I'm thinking, why should I talk about this? I know it will get me in trouble, you know. But the thing is, I'm already uh, completely shadow banned by mainstream media. Now, if you didn't know already, I'm a novelist, and I have several best-selling novels in several countries. And still, you know, in Norway now, I have had a book out. It's been on the bestseller list, and it was number one. Now it's number three, I think. Still, radio silence in the media. Why is that? Mm, I think I know. It's because I spoke out against Billy Bob's cough medicine and all that during the big cough plague. So it doesn't matter at this point. I'm I've been cancelled anyway, so what? You know. Okay, I'll leave it at that, and I wish you a good day. I'll be back soon, and keep an eye out for my video on the main channel. It will be out tonight or tomorrow. Okay.